Hello everyone, welcome to our show Creative World. I'm your host Shin Matsuba. We'll be introducing some amazing talented people, chatting with them in a one-on-one interview, hearing their stories, picking their brains, looking through the kaleidoscope of Creative World. Today's guest is guitarist. Today's guest started to learn piano and violin from an early age and joined the Tokyo Junior Philharmonic at the age of 11. In 1985, he moved by himself to the United States, and after graduating from the Los Angeles Musicians Institute at the age of 21, he co-starred with many famous artists such as James Brown, David Lee Roth, and Jackson Browne, and many others, and won the gold disc. A legendary artist who has been active on the very front lines of the American music scene. Please welcome Toshi Yanagi. Hello, Toshi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Great, thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
You know what? A couple of years ago, I did come to see your live performances.
Yes, you have, yes.
It was amazing.
Thank you.
So I'm so excited right now. So I have a lot of questions for you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Sure.
Please have a seat.
Okay.
So I have a lot of questions for you today. And first of all, I heard that you were learning musical instruments such as piano and violin from a very early age, right?
Yes.
So what caused you to start learning guitar?
Well, I was in the Junior Philharmonic, Tokyo Junior Philharmonic, right? So every year, 8 or 9-year-old new player comes in, auditions, there are a lot of auditions and stuff, and they shred.
Wow.
They're so good, those little kids,
Right.
And I was like, I started there from 11 on. So it was about 12, 13, and I just looking at those kids and I can't compete with this, And then I realized that I had a more passion towards rock and roll. And I studied guitar about, around that age. So same time. So I said, maybe I should switch
To guitar.
I
see.
Because of that reason.
Wow.
Yeah, classical wasn't, even though my parents are classical musicians, I grew up playing classical, but that world I wasn't meant,
Right. Didn't feel like
it right. So that's why I kind of move on to
I
guitar.
see. So I'm curious, I'm originally from Japan too, and what motivated you to move to the States in 1985?
When I was a high school student, I had a band with American high school kids.
Right.
And one of the guitar player had a brochure of a musicians institute, right?
Okay.
In Hollywood.
Mhm.
And on the front page, there was Eddie Van Halen and Alan Horsworth playing together. And those are my idols. I have to
They're
go.
so cool.
That's it.
I see. Yeah.
That's the school I wanted to go.
Kind of instinct. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I said, but even then, I wasn't sure if I wanted to come here. But my mom, if you wanna be a guitarist, you've been listening to music from, United States, not from Japan like all the other.
Right.
So why don't you just go
over there and do it?
Yeah. Right out of high school, right? She hands me the one-way ticket from Haneda, China Airlines.
Oh my.
At the time, they had a plane, from Haneda with the China airline to San Francisco. So that's the beginning.
Wow. Wow. Because a lot of moms in Japan are kind of different. So.
Yeah, they should be a little more conservative, right?
Well,
I'm only children too.
Oh, wow.
I'm only son. So if I die, that's it,
Oh my.
So I think she had a lot of guts,
right.
Letting me go, and I don't think I can do the same thing to my kids.
Right.
Hands to my mom,
Definitely. And the gold disc.
Yeah.
So what's the story and the journey behind receiving the MTV?
It's not a big a deal.
Really?
No. Well, I had a chance to work with a Chilean band called Lale. and I think it's mid 90s. I hired to do their album. It was an MTV Unplugged. I think Andrea Gatica was the producer.
Okay.
So I did the live MTV special, and that became album, and that album became
Big.
yeah.
Wow.
So then that's the story.
That's really cool.
It was a really pleasure to work with those guys. Those guys are, huge but so nice.
Right.
Very encouraging situation for musicians. I really felt lucky. Yeah.
So you have collaborated with a lot of famous artists, but I'm curious, who were the most impressive artists you worked with before?
Impressive.
Yes. In any way, in any,
The worst moment of my life,
Okay.
that was my first TV show. It's called Vibe. Quincy Jones production, and the band leader was the Michael Jackson's band leader.
Wow.
Greg Filligans, and the band guys are top notch. And I'm probably the greenest of all. And every day you got to learn, 5 new songs,
Right.
old R&B funk song, and which I wasn't that familiar with it. I was more rock and roll,
Right.
So, but such a great experience. And one day, so tomorrow's guest, James Brown is going to be here.
Oh my.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Even though all those musicians was like,
Right.
like Mr. Brown, so we start playing Sex Machine, that,
Yeah.
that. Then Mr. Brown stops us. Guitar player.
Oh.
What did I do? My hearts were coming out from my mouth, like, sorry. And play like, shagga shagga. I guess I was forgetting about shaga part,
Oh.
Shaga ba. Okay. Shagga da. He goes, yep. Man, that was the greatest, just, taught from Mr. James Brown himself, like,
Right.
but I was sweating like crazy. Yeah. I thought I was going to be fined.
That's,
Wow,
that's very impressive. That's very
so
impressive.
that's one of the, the biggest moment. I
Wow.
screw up.
Screw up.
It's great. You learn from that.
That's right. So everything's a progress,
Yes.
So, and are there any particular artists that you would like to work in the future as well?
Well, sure. Just anybody who'd like to hire me, let me. I'm always available. So.
Well, I mean, is it like a rock and roll artist from like a legendary you haven't worked with yet?
Sure. Well, yeah. Any. I've worked with Mr. H.G. Yazawa.
Right. Yes.
And that type of artist is always fun. I mean, they treat artists, musician right, and like it's really nice, comfortable. But on the other hand, I mean, like I like to work with some newer artists, like
Right.
edgy and like more, powerful, like energy and
More energetic,
yeah,
up and coming.
sure. Those are always great too,
I see.
So any situations. Great.
You're very flexible.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. So I'm sure, again, a lot of those watching right now know you as the lead guitarist from the very popular American show, TV show, Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Yeah.
So can you talk about how you actually got onto the show at the very beginning?
Sure. This is not my first TV show. This
Right.
is my like 3 or 4.
I see.
And I was on Wayne Brady daytime show previously. And our band leader now, Clito Escovedo, which is my dearest friend. We know each other for like 25 years. And anyway, we were banned. That band, Cletones, were banned before became Cletones. You know,
Okay.
we were gigging around town and stuff. So I was on the set of a Wayne Brady show, and Cleto calls us, me and a keyboard player. Hey man, I got this band leader gig at the Jimmy Kimmel new talk show, Jimmy Kimmel Live. But I never done this before, so can you guys hop on, help me? And at the time, we don't know which is gonna stick. You know,
Right.
very scary decision. But daytime versus nighttime, let's take chance, you know.
Right.
So me and keyboard player hop on to Jimmy Kimmel, and Wayne Brady, unfortunately, fall in 6 months, and we were on 17 years later. So
Wow.
very lucky. Feels really lucky. And Jimmy's really generous, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so nice. Yeah, have us actually working
Right.
time. We are still in
Remote.
production, yeah, remote and stuff. So yeah, I feel really lucky.
That's
Again.
fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And you know, we're dealing with, as you mentioned before, we're dealing with such difficult, unprecedented times right now. So, what kind of activities are you currently working on?
Well, we all, you know, work from home now, and
Right.
I've been trying to putting out more content. Actually, I created a project called Non-Touch Nation. Everybody, you know, work from home, and we collaborate and do songs and
Right.
post, and try to give energy to fans and friends and audience out there.
Positive vibes.
Sure, that's the only thing we could do, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And also, that's one project, Non-Touch Nation, and also another project called Brown M&Ms. It's a Van Halen kind of a tribute band.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
yeah, we do kind of like try to give out the spirit of
Right.
we are like a professional musicians, so we just try to as close or like, you know, cop that energy to
Right.
those
Sure.
covers and stuff. Yeah.
Right.
So we are putting out the videos, and again, you know, for the fans and for the audience. And
Right.
also, I'm also doing my own original songs.
You mean writing or
Yeah,
producing?
writing, producing, and yeah, that's what I can do. So
It's fantastic. It's
yeah,
fantastic. And then let's talk about the future, though.
yeah.
So looking forward, like 3 years or even 5 years from now, where do you see yourself? And then what would you like to be doing?
I think I'm gonna be doing the same thing. Playing guitar, making songs, and try to connect with people and feed to each other. You know.
Right.
That's actually my energy source too. You know, just feedback from people.
Right. And it's sharing the world.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, and one last question.
Yes.
Are you ready?
What do I do? Do I take off
So,
the